morning. I am Colonel Wesley Fong, United States Army retired, and on behalf of the See Dai Doo Society, I would like to welcome and thank you for joining us on this very auspicious occasion, the 8th Annual Veterans Appreciation Ceremony, honoring our society's World War II veterans. I believe we're the only Chinese society in Hawaii that recognizes all of its veterans. You know, we're Americans. We are Americans regardless of what village, what city, or what province in China we find our roots. As Americans, we live in a democracy where we can enjoy our liberty and freedoms we often take for granted.
It is these freedoms that often we, as members of the armed forces, put our lives down for the sake of our community and for our nation. Today we're going to be paying a special tribute to the members of the See Dai Doo Society veterans who served in World War II, the 32 of them. And we will be presenting them with the Congressional Gold Medal. The Congressional Gold Medal is the highest civilian award given by the U.S. Congress. At this time, I'm going to call upon Yeoman Second Class Robert Ching, United States Navy, to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. And we were supposed to have had Dr. Juanita Liu to sing the the national anthem, except I think she got a little stage fright. No, unfortunately she got sick. But we will be hearing from her because we do have her recorded. And you will hear her beautiful voice singing the Star Spangled Banner. So at this time, will all of you please rise?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly revealed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets reclaim the bombs bursting in, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, sing us that star-spangled banner yet wave, for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you very much, Yeoman Ching, and also Dr. Juanita Liu. Please be seated. I remember I was in Vietnam, I improvised and nearly got killed, but that's another story. Duty, honor, and country. Not just empty words, but values that we veterans live and serve by, and at times make the ultimate sacrifice. Like millions of Americans throughout the United States, right after the bombing of Pearl Harbor during World War II, over 20,000 Chinese Americans served in the United States military. They served because they wanted to serve. And about 25% of the Chinese Americans in the United States came to the call. And as a matter of fact, that was the largest ethnic community that came to the call throughout the United States during World War II. They served despite the Chinese Exclusionary Act. And that particular act prohibited Chinese of ethnic origin from becoming United States citizens. But in spite of that, our Chinese American veterans who served without any recourse and without any remorse. Believe it or not, 2 years later, after the attack on Pearl Harbor, that particular act was repealed. And did you know that out of all of the 20,000 Chinese Americans who served, 40% of them were not even American citizens? These veterans took it upon themselves to serve, to protect and preserve our freedoms, and also our liberties for future generations. And as part of that future generation, we are forever indebted to them. Now you may be wondering, what is a veteran? A veteran, well, there is a definition in the dictionary you can find. But to us in uniform, a veteran, and the true meaning of a veteran, is an individual, regardless of branch of service, whether active duty, reserve, or National Guard, he or she at one point of his or her life wrote a blank check made payable to the United States of America up to and including his or her life. Being a veteran is not something that you can just buy. It has to be earned, and it can never be taken away. It really has no monetary value, but at the same time, it is a priceless gift. At this time, I'll have Kevin Chun, President of See Dai Doo, to give his opening remarks.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Kevin. I'm the president of See Dai Doo. I just want to welcome everybody to See Dai Doo's Great Hall for this event, for the presentation of the Congressional Gold Medal to the awardees of our society. I just want to say that I would like to thank all the awardees and the families for the sacrifices they made for the country, the United States of America. And thank you for all your sacrifices, you and your family sacrifices. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kevin. At this time, Major General Robert Lee, United States Army retired, and the chair of the Hawaii Congressional Gold Medal Committee, is beginning his congratulatory remark virtually on the big screen. He will be followed by Pamela Young, the Emmy-winning journalist and producer, who will narrate "Serve with Pride: The Road to Congressional Gold Medal."
I want to congratulate our Chinese American World War II veterans on your award of the Congressional Gold Medal. This medal depicts that Chinese American World War II veterans served in every service, fought in all campaigns, and fought on land, sea, and air. Many of you were not American citizens, but you all served proudly as Americans. This recognition is such a rare honor because you are remarkable American patriots, because it is so well deserved, and because it finally sets things right. Stand tall, Chinese American World War II veterans. You have joined the ranks of other distinguished recipients of the highest award that Congress can bestow on behalf of the American people. You are now in the same company as George Washington, Ulysses Grant, Douglas MacArthur, Dwight Eisenhower, as well as other special units like the Navajo Code Talkers, the Tuskegee Airmen, the Nisei and Filipino soldiers, all distinguished recipients of the Congressional Gold Medal. I have been involved with previous Congressional Gold Medal awards, and many worked hard to pass the law that awarded the Congressional Gold Medal to Chinese American veterans of World War II. From my view, the Chinese American Citizens Alliance made this award and recognition possible. My special thanks go to past National President Ed Gore for starting the recognition effort and guiding all the steps necessary until passage. Congratulations to all recipients of the Congressional Gold Medal.
Yesterday, December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy.
It's hard to believe that nearly 8 decades have passed since that fateful morning on December 7th, 1941, when Pearl Harbor was attacked. Aloha, I'm Pamela Young. More than 16 million Americans served in our armed forces during World War II. For Chinese Americans, the story of their service to our country was nearly forgotten. Their stories of heroism and sacrifice are only now being told and recognized by a grateful nation. The Chinese-American military experience began during the American Civil War of 1861 to 1865. A small number of Chinese served in the Union and Confederate forces during the bloody conflict on American soil. During World War I, Chinese Americans enlisted in the United States Army to fight in the European War.
Over there, send the word over there.
By late 1918, the doughboys of the American Expeditionary Force engaged the enemy. Chinese American soldiers distinguished themselves on the battlefields of France. By the mid-1930s, Chinese Americans were about to enter a new kind of war.
This is the Battle of China. This, the fearful beginning of a new kind of war. This, the first mass bombing from the air of a helpless civilian population.
The Japanese invasion of China seemed unstoppable. Chinese Americans stepped up as volunteers to fight the Japanese forces and to help save a desperate China. America was preparing for the winds of war as it enacted its first peacetime draft in October 1940.
For the first time in our history, we began mobilizing an army while still at peace.
This is the Army, Mr. Jones. No private rooms or telephone.
In Chinatown, the rush is just as great and enthusiastic as elsewhere.
Chinese American draftees were among the first. The Hawaiian Islands, one of the most strategic American military sites, now became the target of aggression as the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor on December 7, 1941.
The United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked by naval and air forces of the Empire of Japan.
America was now at war. The first island battle in the Pacific was fought at Wake Island. From December 8th to the 23rd, civilians aided the Marine and naval personnel against overwhelming Japanese forces, which eventually forced them to capitulate. 64 Chinese-American civilian contractors were captured and sent to prison camp for the duration of the war. 22 of these men were from Hawaii. After the decisive victory at the Battle of Midway, American forces began its offensive against Germany and Japan. Chinese-American personnel were now engaged in combat operations around the world. They fought at Guadalcanal, the China-Burma-India Theater, from North Africa to Sicily, from the Normandy invasion to the German Rhineland, from the Pacific to the Mediterranean and European theater of operations. Chinese Americans helped to defeat our enemies on all fronts. Up to 20,000 Chinese Americans served in World War II, in spite of the Chinese Exclusion Act of 1882. 1 out of every 5 Chinese in America served their country. They served in every branch of service: the Army Air Forces, the Navy, Marine Corps, Coast Guard, and Merchant Marines. For the first time, Chinese-American women enlisted in the United States military. The small but significant number of Chinese-American women in uniform helped to break the racial and gender barriers. They were assigned to a variety of stateside duties, and some were sent overseas. 2 Chinese-American women flew with the Women's Air Force service pilots. Women on the home front stepped up as war workers at aircraft factories and naval shipyards. They served as Red Cross volunteers and also created the first Chinese USO canteen for servicemen. With the defeat of Germany and Japan, World War II was finally over. The men and women in uniform returned home. Utilizing the GI Bill and their veteran status, they ultimately helped to establish a modern, vibrant post-war Chinese community. With the advent of the 75th anniversary of the ending of World War II, an idea for congressional recognition for our Chinese-American veterans began with the efforts of the Chinese-American Citizens Alliance. They led the way for the idea of a congressional medal for our veterans. It was to become a reality.
You know, when I started this journey with Chinese American Citizens Alliance back in 2016, we knew really that time was against us with the aging World War II veterans. We really wanted to give our World War II veterans a final honor. We had to start locating the families and survivors to get as many signed up as possible. You know, one of the goals of this project was to get the children and grandchildren involved to really see that they had made a great sacrifice for this country. Throughout their lives, many Chinese dedicated themselves to prove that we are as patriotic as any other groups who served in the military.
We wanted the medal to depict that Chinese American veterans served in every theater of war and fought on air, land, and sea. Additionally, we wanted to recognize Chinese American women that served during World War II. The common occupation was a nurse, found in the Army, Army Air Force, and the United States Navy. Although 40% of the veterans could not be citizens, they were proud to serve as Americans.
The Congressional Gold Medal is the highest award given by Congress to civilian individuals or groups, and what it really means to veterans as well as the families is final recognition for all the contributions made by Chinese Americans in the U.S. Armed Services.
We also remember the Chinese Americans who gave their lives in service to our country. Francis B. Y., Captain, 34th Infantry Regiment, United States Army. Captain Y is the only Chinese American recipient of the Congressional Medal of Honor. Wah Kao Kong, Lieutenant, 353rd Fighter Squadron, United States Army Air Force. Harold K. Lee, Corporal, 60th Infantry Regiment, United States Army. David G. Lem, Lieutenant, 499th Bomb Squadron, United States Army Air Force.
War is a time that tries the souls of men and women. And World War II was a time when every patriotic soul was needed. America's 20,000 Chinese American veterans were there, and they stood for America and earned today's thanks, the thanks of a grateful nation. And so, to you, America's Chinese Americans veterans, thank you and God bless you. And God bless as well the nation that stands today, because on a dangerous yesterday, America's veterans, including America's Chinese American veterans, stood for her. Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed the video and also the presentation by Major General Albert G.T. At this time, I'd like to call upon Major General Stephen Tom, United States Army, retired, who will explain and describe the prestigious Congressional Gold Medal. After that, he will make the presentation to the recipients here this afternoon and to their families of the Congressional Gold Medal. He will be assisted by Colonel Baldwin Au, United States Army, retired, and Captain Kim Min Ching, United States Army. General Tom.
Good morning, everyone. Let me turn the mic on first. This is better? Good morning, everyone. As introduced, my name is Stephen Tom. I'm a proud member of See Dai Doo, and I'm a retired Army Major General. It's a pleasure for me to be here today. You've heard from the various speakers talk about the Congressional Gold Medal for Chinese American veterans of World War II and how prestigious an award it is, and how hard it was to get the legislation to pass it. And that's all true. In fact, the Congressional Gold Medal is one of the top 3 medals that the U.S. government can give. The other 2 are the Medal of Honor and the Presidential Medal of Freedom. So it's a great company to get the Congressional Gold Medal. But I'm here to talk about the medal itself, not the history of it, not how prestigious it is, the medal itself. How many times have you been shown a medal and you look at it and you say, well, what's that on it? Why is it on it? And what does it mean? Well, I hope to spend a few minutes with you now so that you can get a better understanding about this Congressional Gold Medal that you're about to receive. Here it is. The Congressional Gold Medal for Chinese American veterans of World War II. It is 3 inches in diameter. It is 1/4 of an inch thick, and it weighs 6 ounces, almost half a pound. To put this in perspective of something else you might know and be familiar with, let's compare the size of it to the Eisenhower silver dollar. The Congressional Gold Medal is twice the diameter of the Eisenhower silver dollar, and it weighs 6 times the amount. So it is a large and heavy medal. So when you get it today, handle it with care and don't let it fall on your foot. The Congressional Gold Medal is not a cookie cutter medal. They're all different. The Congressional Gold Medal that was prepared and designed to honor George Washington, or the Tuskegee Airmen, or Ulysses Grant, is not the same one that you have before you today. They are all unique, and they are all custom designed. I, as well as Major General Lee and Mr. Edgar, were privileged to be on the design committee for this medal. We worked for about 7 months in 2019 with various artists and sculptors to come up with this medal and its design. So if you let me, I'd like to spend a few minutes to tell you what we intended to put on the medal and why. On the front of the medal, we wanted to show that the Chinese American veterans of World War II fought in every service of the United States. So to do that, what you'll see on the front are 7 Chinese American figures, 6 men and 1 woman. They are all wearing their World War II uniforms in the Army, in the Army Air Forces, in the Marines, in the Navy, in the Coast Guard, and the Merchant Marine. And on the right side, there is the one woman, and she is in her Army Nurse Corps uniform. On the reverse side of the medal, we wanted to show that Chinese American veterans of World War II fought in all theaters of war, in the Pacific and Asia, as well as the Atlantic and the Europe and the North African campaign, as well as the fact that they fought and served on land, sea, and air. So to show that they had been working and served on land, sea, and air, we decided to select certain military equipment that they used in the land, on land, at sea, and in the air. So for the land component, we selected the Sherman tank. Now, why do we select the Sherman tank? The Sherman tank was a tank that was introduced in World War II and was used extensively in both the Pacific and in Europe. For air, we selected the P-40 Warhawk fighter aircraft. So why did we select that one? For you history buffs out there, you will know that the P-40 Warhawk was the fighter aircraft used by the famous Flying Tigers who flew out of Kunming, China against the Japanese. And this P-40 Warhawk has one of the most iconic images of World War II. I'm talking about the shark's mouth and the shark's teeth that were painted on each of their aircraft noses. So when you get the medal today, take a look at it. The workmanship is exquisite, and you'll see the shark's mouth and the shark's teeth on this P-40 aircraft. For the sea, we selected the battleship Missouri. The battleship Missouri was the ship upon which decks the Japanese surrendered to the Allies in Tokyo Bay in September 1945 through to General Douglas MacArthur to end World War II. So that's why we selected the battleship Missouri. What else can I tell you about this Congressional Gold Medal for Chinese American Veterans of World War II? Well, they call it the Congressional Gold Medal. But is it really gold? What do you think? The last time I checked, gold was $1,500 an ounce. And if you have 6 ounces per medal, there's a fortune right on that table right now. The answer to the question is yes and no. There is one, count it, one Congressional Gold Medal for Chinese American veterans that is struck in gold. It is designed to be entrusted to the Smithsonian Institute in Washington, D.C., for the Smithsonian to make a display and put it on public display in the future. So in the future, if you go to Washington, go to probably the American History Museum, and you will see the gold version of the Congressional Gold Medal for Chinese American veterans. But for all you that are receiving it today, it's not gold, but it is solid bronze. And I think you'll be happy with it. So the other thing I'm asked sometimes about this medal is, well, where's it made? Is it made in Well, is it made by Lee's Engraving in Itaewon, Seoul, Korea? Or is it made by Wong's Coin Shop in Shanghai, China? The answer is no. It is made here in the United States of America, and it's made by the United States Mint. The same people that brought you and bring you your nickels and your dimes and your quarters. So in closing, I hope the past few minutes have given you a better idea and understanding about the Congressional Gold Medal for Chinese American veterans of World War II. And I sincerely hope a better appreciation for it when you receive it in a few minutes. Congratulations to the Chinese American veterans of World War II. Thank you.
The See Dai Doo Society has identified 32 members who have been registered with the Chinese American Citizens Alliance to receive the Congressional Gold Medal. They have distinguished themselves with service to this country during World War II. They made up the strength of this nation, and as a result, are now part of the greatest generation. Our society is proud to conduct a roll call to recognize each of these military members who served in the armed forces of the United States. The first 6 names that I will call are still living, although they could not be here today. After that, each name will be read for our departed members who could not have lived long enough to receive this medal personally today, followed by a ringing of the bell in their honor, acknowledging them for their service to a grateful nation. They are Jensen Sai Lun Key, Staff Sergeant, United States Army, age 94. Harold Hung Hui Luk, Sergeant, United States Army, age 94. Edwin Yu Hing Ao, Private First Class, United States Army Air Force, age 95. William Hong Kwang Lum, Staff Sergeant, United States Army. He is also a See Dai Doo Society past president, age 95. Clifford Yatbao Wong, Sergeant, United States Army, age 95. Walter Waju Ching, Technician Second Class, United States Navy, age 99. Our roll call continues with veterans that have departed. Edward Gum Hong Ao, Technical Sergeant, United States Army. Albert Gum Tim Ao, Technical Sergeant, United States Navy and United States Army. Henry Hua Hong Ao, Private First Class, United States Army. Richard Yet Tong Char, Sergeant, United States Army. Alvin Kamfat Ching, Private First Class, United States Army. Kelvin Yen Loy Ching, Private First Class, United States Army. Lawrence Poon Cheryl Ching, Master Sergeant, United States Army. Richard Wong Yit Ching, Master Sergeant, United States Army. Wah Cam Ching, Technical Sergeant 5, United States Army. Dr. Herbert Yao Hoi Chin, Captain, United States Army, He was also a See Dai Doo Society past president. Charles Yu Kwong Chun, Corporal, United States Army. Nicholas Yu Ho Chun, Sergeant, United States Army Air Force. Richard Hing Yee Tom, Technician 5, United States Army and United States Navy. Dr. Edmund T.K, Lieutenant Colonel, United States Army. He is also a past See Dai Doo Society president. Peter Hsu-Ki Corporal, United States Army Air Force. Kenneth Kim Cam, Sergeant, United States Army. Wally Leong, Sergeant, United States Army. Albert G.T, First Lieutenant, United States Army. James Sao-Kyung Tam, Sergeant, United States Army. Hing Yee Tom, Technical Sergeant, United States Army. Cyril Bangyan Wong, Technical Sergeant 4, United States Army. Edward Sundat Wong, Sergeant, United States Army. Robert Sun-Ung Wong, Corporal, United States Navy and United States Army. Thomas Tai-Pong Yin, Technical Sergeant 5, United States Army. He was the See Dai Doo Society past president also. Charles Pong Young, Technical Sergeant 5, United States Army. Melvin W.H, Yuen, Sergeant, United States Army. This completes the roll call. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are honored to have the families of 15 Congressional Gold Medal recipients here to receive the medal for them. Presenting the medal will be Major General Stephen Tom, assisted by Captain Kin Min Ching. As I announce the name of the recipient, will the family member or members please come forward? We will begin with the presenting of the Congressional Gold Medals to the wives of the recipients who are here today.
Richard WWII Ching, Master Sergeant, United States Army. Representing him will be his wife, Shirley Ching, his daughter, Gwen Wong, and his son-in-law, Arthur Wong. On behalf of the United States Congress and from a grateful nation, this Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Richard WWII Ching. James Sao-Kyung Tam, Sergeant, United States Army. Representing him will be his wife, Yuen Tam, and his daughter, Anna Tam Chung. On behalf of the United States Congress and from a grateful nation, this Congressional Gold Medal is presented to James Sao-Kyung Tam.
Congratulations.
Robert Sun-Ung Wong, Corporal, United States Navy, United States Army. He is represented by his wife, Mitzi Wong, son, Rodney Wong, and daughter, Malia Rao.
On behalf of the United States Congress and from a grateful nation, this Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Robert Wong. Congratulations.
Henry Wahong Ao, Private First Class, United States Army. He is represented by his daughter, Sandy Ao Fong, and his son-in-law, Marvin Fong.
On behalf of the United States Congress, from a grateful nation, this Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Henry Ao. Congratulations.
Richard Char, Sergeant, United States Army. He is represented by his son, Albert Char.
On behalf of the United States Congress and from a grateful nation, this Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Richard Char. Congratulations. I think it was good.
Charles Yu Kwong Chun, Corporal, United States Army. He is represented by his daughter, Charla Wong, and his granddaughter, Carissa Wong.
On behalf of the United States Congress and from a grateful nation, this Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Charles Chun. Congratulations. Show the medal. Thank you.
Richard Hing Yee Tom, Technician 5, United States Army, United States Navy. He is represented by his daughter, Valerie Chun Urima.
On behalf of the United States Congress and from a grateful nation, this Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Richard Chun. Congratulations. Okay, show the medal. Thank you.
Edmund T.K, Lieutenant Colonel, United States Army. He is represented by his niece, Vivian Liu.
On behalf of the United States Congress and from a grateful nation, this Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Edwin A. Edwin.
Nicholas Yu Po Chun, Sergeant, United States Army Air Force. He is represented by his daughter, Claire Chun, and his son, Randall Chun.
On behalf of the United States Congress and from a grateful nation, this Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Veteran Nicholas Chun. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Peter Siu-Hee In, Corporal, United States Army Air Force. He is represented by his son, Dr. Kenneth In, and his daughter, Marjorie In Francis.
On behalf of the United States Congress and from a grateful nation, this Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Richard Yuen. Congratulations.
Wally Leong, Sergeant, United States Army. He is represented by his son, Leonard Leong.
On behalf of the United States Congress and from a grateful nation, this Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Wally Leong. Congratulations. My apologies to the Yin family. It's Peter Yin. Who's the picture.
Edward Sundat Wong, Sergeant, United States Army. He is represented by his daughter, Beverly Wong, and his son, Greg Wong.
It's a real pleasure to give this to you. On behalf of the United States Congress and from a grateful nation, this Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Edward. Congratulations.
Melvin W.H, Sergeant, United States Army. He is represented by his niece, Linda Lau.
On behalf of the United States Congress and from a grateful nation, this Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Melvin Yuen. Congratulations.
Hing Yee Tom, Technical Sergeant, United States Army. He is represented by his son, Dr. Douglas Tom.
On behalf of the United States Congress and from a grateful nation, this Congressional Gold Medal is presented to veteran Hing Yee Tom. Congratulations.
In behalf of the See Dai Doo Society and the United States of America, to all our members who earned the Congressional Gold Medal, we thank you for your service.
Thank you, General Tom and Colonel and Captain Ching. How about another big round of applause to our recipients, the See Dai Doo Gold Medal, Congressional Gold Medal recipients from See Dai Doo. Big round of applause. Captain Ching will now do the acknowledgement, and he will be followed by Dr. Liu. And Dr. Liu is supposed to be standing here, and she's going to sing God Bless America. But trooper that she is, she did have it on video. I hope the video will come out. It's her husband's that's sitting there. If it doesn't come out, it's going to be his fault. And so she'll be singing God Bless America. You can be seated for that.
In behalf of the See Dai Doo Veterans Appreciation Committee and the Kowtow Veterans of American Legion, we'd like to acknowledge President Chun, for the use of the Great Hall. We really appreciate that. Lieutenant Colonel Arnold Lee, retired. Dr. Douglas Leong, Doug. Miss Beverly Wong, standing there, she's doing the photography. And Dr. of course, Juanita Ching, who's going to be singing the God Bless America. I'd like to also thank Mrs. Florence Au, the better half of Colonel Baldwin Au. And of course, the great MC, retired Colonel Wesley Wong. And finally, all the volunteers who spent countless hours in preparation for the most memorable event, especially the committee led by Major General retired Steve Tom. Thank you very much.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the ocean wide with God bless America, my home sweet home. God bless America, my home sweet God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the ocean wide with God bless America, my home sweet home. God bless America, my home
Anyway, again, I want to thank all of you on behalf of the See Dai Doo Society for joining us today on this very special occasion. And especially to the veterans and their families, congratulations again. And on behalf of the grateful nation and the See Dai Doo Society, we want to thank them and we salute them. In closing, there was a Vietnamese refugee who, after being sworn in as an American citizen, once said, "America, one flag, one language, and one nation under God." God bless our veterans, God bless their families, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you. Good afternoon.